Hello, everybody. Welcome to Warhawk. I'm your host, Sophia Smith, and this is our 4th episode. You're probably wondering, why do I not have a guest? Well, it is currently winter break here at UW-Whitewater, and all the students are at home or on vacation or somewhere but on campus. So I decided, since I'm still here and I'm working, that I would do a get to know the host episode, just so the viewers can learn a little more about me, since you see me every episode, but instead of me interviewing someone, I guess you could say I'm just going to be interviewing myself today. But yeah, I just thought this would be a good opportunity to give you guys a chance to get to know me a little more, since you probably will be seeing me for a long time coming forward. So, first off, my name is Sophia Smith. I am currently a freshman here at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, and I'm actually majoring in marketing. So that's really why I actually make these podcasts, just because I love marketing. I love making videos. So I'm actually really happy that I landed this job. And it kind of all ties back to each other why I am doing what I'm doing right now. So pretty fun. So we're going to jump right into our first topic, getting to know the guest. So it's kind of weird to say that, like, I'm the guest this episode, because, I'm just so used to interviewing other people, and I finally get the chance to kind of talk about myself. So I'll tell you guys about myself. Who am I? Where am I from? And just any other interesting information I want to tell you guys. So obviously, I said before, my name is Sophia Smith. I am a freshman. I am from Central Wisconsin. I've been living up there for about a year, almost 2 years. But other than that, I'm more realistically from Southeast Wisconsin, north of Milwaukee. That's where I lived my entire life up until a couple of years ago. I have 2 brothers. I have one older brother, one younger brother, so stuck right in the middle. It's definitely was a challenge, and it has some rewards growing up, but definitely grateful for my brothers, and having them in my life is super important to me. So, one fun fact about me, I guess it's like kind of a story and not really like it's a fun fact. It's usually what I tell people is like, oh, like, what's an icebreaker? So, basically, right before my senior year of high school, so I lived in the same town my entire life, 17 years, up until, like, right before my senior year of high school, I had to move 2 hours away to a brand new school. So that's, like, kind of a fun fact that I originally went to a high school with about 700 kids to a high school moving to one with about 1,700 kids. So that was, like, a big adjustment for me. And that honestly, like, really sucked, having to move right before my senior year of high school. Usually for high schoolers, your senior year is, like, going to be the peak of your high school, best year with sports and everything. I had tons of friends, and then kind of got uprooted, and I didn't have a choice, but I had to go because that's where my family was going. And obviously I was 16 and 17 at the time, so, like, I couldn't, like, stay there because I wasn't an adult yet. But yeah, that fun fact about me, that's, like, a big part of who I am now, because it taught me so many things of going through challenges and, like, having to basically restart your life in high school is not fun. I moved to a town in the middle of Wisconsin. I knew absolutely nobody. Went to a brand new school, didn't know a single soul there, and that was really scary at sometimes, but it taught me that, like, how fast your life can get flipped upside down. And it took me a while to find peace at, like, moving away from everything I've ever known in my life. But now reflecting, obviously now I'm a freshman in college, and it all, like, led me to be where I am right now. So realistically, I always think about, like, oh, if I never moved away to my new town, would I have done this? Would I have met this person? Would I even have been at Whitewater? So everything kind of always ties back to each other, and everything always happens for a reason. And I think that's super important to, like, understand that, like, change is so good. And even though at the time when, like, a big life event happens, it's so scary, but it's so needed for personal growth. And I definitely have to give thanks to my parents for dealing with me for those, like, whole entire year when I was just so angry at them for moving away. But now I can look back and say, like, how thankful I am that I had to go through all that. So that's, like, the one fun fact, but it honestly turns into a long story. So if you want to learn more, I guess you can come find me and I'll tell you more about that story. So, what made me decide my major? So, again, I'm a marketing major. And this kind of goes back to me moving away. So, my senior year of high school, when I started at my new high school, I took some business classes. I took a marketing class first semester, and then like an intro to social media marketing second semester. Absolutely loved the classes, absolutely loved the teacher, and that honestly like made me fall in love with business and marketing. My whole entire life, I always wanted to do something with like conservation wildlife or just like being a teacher and stuff. And that's always like still in the back of my mind of something that I might want to do, but honestly, that like senior year of high school again, so thankful that I did end up moving away because I found my passion and what I want to do for the rest of my life. And shout out to the teacher who taught those classes because it really sparked that interest in me in wanting to do marketing. And I guess if I never took those classes, I would have never have found the love and interest that I have for marketing now. So, moving on, why did I choose UW-Whitewater? So I chose UW-Whitewater because when I toured the campus, I was kind of up in the air about like what schools I wanted to go to. Obviously, my senior year started kind of not the best just because of having to start at a new high school. So I was just kind of not in the right headspace to like be picking colleges. I just kind of didn't care that much, and I really just like wanted to get away from the town that I lived in because I hadn't found the purpose in that town yet. So I was touring a bunch of schools, and honestly, when I toured UW-Whitewater, I had the idea that I wanted to major in marketing, and I toured a couple other schools, and nothing compared to the UW-Whitewater campus than like all the other schools. They had great campuses, great academics, but like Whitewater just stood out from all of them. And like during the touring days, and they just talked about all the accreditations they have, and they're the biggest business school in Wisconsin, so they just have that credibility to be a good school. And ultimately, I also just fell in love with the campus. I was really looking for that college town that like felt like home. It had everything that I needed. And it just like it felt like a home. It felt like this is where I needed to be. And that was a big reason. And then also like another little fun story about Whitewater and why I definitely chose to come here. So like I have this lucky number. It's like 102. That's my lucky number within my family. And when I was touring there in November, it was kind of cold. We went into like the set up dorm room to like see what your dorm room would look like, and the room number was 102. So I took a picture of that, and I like texted it to my grandma because that's also like her lucky number. And I was like, I guess this is my sign to like come here. So that's also a big reason. I guess it's like a sign from God or the universe that I should be here because I think it's just awesome that that number was the room number, and it confirmed that this is where I needed to be. So, moving on to our second topic, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience at UW-Whitewater so far. My favorite campus tradition has got to be like painting the road. I think that was awesome. It's such a good way to welcome the freshmen and again, make this place feel like you're supposed to be here. And it just like helps you to get to know other kids in your grade as well. So then moving on, being involved at UW-Whitewater or on the campus or within CoBE. So, first off, I joined club soccer, like the women's club soccer team. My whole entire life I've played sports, played basketball, and then I played soccer, and I honestly like didn't know what to do with myself if I wasn't playing a sport. So I was like, before school even started, I reached out to the girls that were like the presidents, and I was like, hey, like, can I join? And the first practice was like the second day of school. And honestly, I'm so glad that I did join because one, it got me out of my dorm. Those first weeks can be kind of hard. So getting out of your dorm is so important. Those first couple weeks, it helps you to meet people. So joining something, and I also just love playing the sport. It gave me another opportunity to play different positions. And the thing I'm most grateful for actually from the sport is I got to meet some of my best friends that I have now. And I've always been a firm believer in that, like playing sports is how you meet friends and keep friends. So you can obviously make friends through other things, but I think playing sports helps a lot. And then the way I've been involved in CoBE is actually that I applied for this marketing job, so that's why I make all these podcasts. Like, I was really stressed out in the first months of school of like being able to find a job just because that's really important to me, being able to work and make money. And then I would constantly check Handshake like every single day to like see if there's any openings. And then I saw this job. I applied like 4 hours after they posted it, so I was like dedicated on getting it. And I'm really grateful that I did get an interview and then they ended up hiring me. Um, and then again, that just like made my passion for marketing and social media even grow even more, just because like of everything I get to do with this job. Um, and this is also your sign, guys, to apply for those on-campus jobs. They are so worth it. And if you find the right one for you that is like related to your major and stuff, it can help you with like your career and making on-campus connections with professors or other people who work for UW-Whitewater. And it's just like such a key part of my life now here at Whitewater, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to work this job. So, moving on from that, but still like tying in, I think it's so important that students, especially freshmen, you join something, you get a job. It's just like it helps you so much get acclimated to school, and I believe that in places that you are new to, you need to find a purpose here. Otherwise, you will feel lost and lonely, and that's part of life, feeling lost and lonely. But you need to find something that brings you joy and that gets you out of your dorm. And honestly, that's how you meet people, that's how you make friends, and that's how you make memories here, and it gives this place a reason to be here. So then, moving on, I'm just going to recap my like first semester a little bit, give some advice to some people who might be starting their first semester or who just need to hear some stuff about college. So, moving in the first few weeks were super tough for me, just because I had some family troubles going on, and it was really hard to leave home just because of the event that happened. Um, and adjusting and starting classes, you go in strong. I had kind of a feeling that the college classes were going to be a little hard just because my senior year of high school, I went super light just because of the circumstances of me having to move. I didn't feel like making myself struggle so much at a new school where I was already like going through the turmoils of having to start at a new school before my senior year of high school. So, and then I also had on here, like, joining soccer helped me so much. Like I said earlier, it's just so important that you put yourself out there and you get involved. And that helped me make friends, like I said earlier again. Being a part of something is just, it helps you find a purpose in the place that you are at. And I think that goes for any place. That's how it was for me when I moved to the new town. I had to find a purpose there, and I had to find people, and that's ultimately how I made that place feel like home. Like I said earlier, though, I was also super stressed about finding jobs. I applied for so many on-campus jobs, and I was like literally stressing. And then it turns out the first week in October, after I applied for like 5 jobs, 2 of them got back to me the same week, and they both wanted me to start working. So I was like, well, what is that? That's kind of a coincidence. But it goes back to give yourself time, give yourself a chance. Like, everything will work out, and you just have to be patient. And I was so eager to get working, but I'm glad that I didn't get a job in the first month because it really let me get acclimated to college life and getting adjusted to this whole new place of change. And I also had on here, just like I said, just give yourself time, and everything will fall into place the way it's supposed to be. I'm also going to tell this to people. The best piece of advice I can give you as a freshman is go to class. Like, realistically, if you do not go to class, it is insanely hard to be successful in college. And I believe that you're paid a bunch of money to be here, so please go to class. Like, that's my one piece of advice I will tell everybody, is to go to class. And obviously right now I'm managing 2 jobs. I work at a restaurant on the weekends and stuff, and I play a sport. So I think I'm the type of person that, like, I need to always be busy, so it's good for me. But always, like, balance your life the way you need to. Don't overbear yourself and don't overdo yourself when you know you can handle it. If classes are hard, then only focus on class. But if they're easy, then start getting involved in everything else. But it's always just make sure your school comes first, because ultimately that's what matters, and that's what you're getting your degree for, is to go to class to learn. And I think that's the most important thing to, like, focus on here. But as well as make memories, build that resume, and just get out there. I just want to say that I do love it here, and truly just give yourself some slack for the first month. Like, first semester, for a lot of people, it's a big time of change for them. I guess for me, I always tell people it was a little easier for me just because I already had gone through the process of having to move away, start fresh somewhere new, meet new people before my senior year. So I kind of had that, like, experience under my belt of kind of having to do it again when I came to college. Although it was still not easy for me, still not hard. It was the first time living away from my family for the first time, and my family is a huge part of my life. But give yourself some slack, because your freshman year of college it's just a time of change, and transitions, and that takes time to get adjusted to, but it just will all work out in the end. And don't ever give up on yourself just because something is hard. And I think it just goes back to that everything happens for a reason, and everything will work out for you in the end if you just give yourself time. Moving into our fourth topic, or a topic of closing, what is one piece of advice I would give myself or someone who went through the same things to me, or is thinking about going on the same path as me? So I'm gonna say that everything happens for a reason. That's kind of my motto in life. I have a tattoo of it. That really, that quote got me through all the hardships I went through while I was moving to my new high school. But I also had written down here, don't give up on yourself, and change is good. I also live by, if something scares you in life, that means you should 100% do it. A lot of things in life are gonna be scary, but that means you need to go do it. You need to go test yourself and push yourself to the limits. Get out of your comfort zone and just really put yourself out there. These adulthood and adolescence is such a big part of your life, and this is, I believe, it can really make or break what your future looks like. So overall, I just think put yourself out there, give yourself a chance. You're gonna make it, and don't give up on yourself. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will link down below a link to club sports. Please join club soccer, guys. We need more people, and it's a really good opportunity to stay active and to meet new girls and have fun. So once again, thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me, the host. So I guess I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Warhawk to Warhawk. This is Sophia Smith. Thank you guys for watching.